Hello everyone and welcome to a new series that I hesitate to call a Let's Play because it's an MMO, Defiance. This is actually one of my more favorite MMOs recently. It's kind of an open world third-person shooter, very Borderlands-y in its gunplay, and, what was it? And just general weapon generation, but let's begin a new character. It's based on the TV show, and it's actually a good game despite that. I haven't actually watched the show. Apparently it's at least decent, but... Sounds like the colonization of America. Well, by the French, anyway. I should note that I have none of the DLC for the game, though I am planning on picking it up at some point.
Listen up, people! We just passed the Golden Gate. We'll be on site in less than 20. So you got 10 to secure the rest of that gear and get yourself strapped in for a landing. Repeat! 10 minutes until lockdown, people!
That's an unacceptable response. Must I remind you who I am?
What the hell is this?
I don't care what your protocol is. You're here to help me, so that's what I want you to do.
You're dismissed, Private. What's the problem, Bombach?
You better get your men in line, Captain Grant. I want my equipment out of storage. My Ark Hunters and I depart as soon as we land.
The Earth Republic is in a limousine service. Your gear's locked up and we don't have time to dig it out. Now please, find your seat.
No offense, Captain, but I think your orders were to do as I ask.
My orders come from my superiors. People in Manhattan wearing uniforms, like this. And those orders are to keep you safe while you locate your alleged Arc-Tech.
Alleged Arc-Tech? There is no alleged, Captain. Do you see this? With this Arc core and the rest of the technology that I'll find in the Bay Area, I will repair this world. And be its hero, of course.
You're in a restricted area. Get to your seat.
If anything happens to my gear, I'll send the bill to your superiors.
What an asshole.
Let's move, people! Time's ticking! What is this, a dorm room? Everyone, get to your seats! You two, let's go!
No problem, Cap.
You too.
And that segues into the, character creation. So it can be an Irathiant or a human. I honestly don't really see much of a difference. And we have 4 origins, which are essentially your class. Veteran. Survivalist. It affects your weapon affinities, as you can see on my character here. Hang on a second. Sorry about that. So Veteran is good with assault rifles, Survivalist is good with snipers to start with, Outlaw is good with... I can't see what weapon that is. Oh, Shoddy is, and Machinist is good with more machine gun type weapons. I'm gonna go with the outlaw. I'm recording. Not. I don't care too much about my appearance, given that it's mostly behind the shoulder. Taken. Figured. I don't know, just something that randomly came to me. Are you kidding? The third.
Now, Arc Hunter.
Hold on, Captain. That one isn't wearing your beloved uniform. They don't take orders from you. Sorry about that, friend.
We land in 10. Strap in.
I never got to brief you on your ego implant, so we really need to...
Oh, fun.
What the hell?
Sir, they need you on the bridge.
I think I will actually get to my seat. When we land, don't go anywhere. The ego activation can be a bit jarring without a proper briefing.
Yeah, the UI isn't the most intuitive at first.
Relax. It's just a little turbulence. Completely normal.
No, it's not. We're all gonna die.
She's actually quite charming once you get to know her.
Alert. All integrity compromised. Initiating evacuation sequence.
We're
Alert.
going down!
All integrity compromised. Evacuation pod launch in 3, 2...
Man, given how many players there are, that must happen a lot. Yeah, it's one of those games that doesn't really recognize that it's multiplayer, so the missions act as if they've never been completed before, for the most part.
Brace yourself, Cass. This could be real bad. Okay. Which one of these dealies opens this bitch? Nice. Holy Stocko. You're alive. Name's Cass Dukar. I saw you land. Well, maybe that's not the right word. It was more smashing into the ground than landing. I sort of expected you to be a bowl of soup in there. What are you doing? Whoa, are you okay? Do you need help? Can you hear me? You need to sit down. Here, sit down before you pass out. I'm sure you took more than a bump to the head, so rest. Get your feet under you. I'm gonna go see if anyone else needs help. Oh, you might want to arm yourself a bit more. The locals aren't known for their charm.
That's something we'll figure out quite
Hello.
quickly.
Oh, good. You can hear me now. I can sense your nervousness, but don't fret. I'm the environmental guardian online device that was injected into your body. You can just call me Ego.
Ego is kind of going
Please
to act
forgive
as
me.
your
I'm having
voice.
some trouble getting all the behaviors activated, so we might experience a few hitches at the beginning. But I'll sort it out. We have lots to go over, so we should start.
And I do need to set the video quality to be a little... lower. Need to apply, and then where's audio? There we go. I don't want any of the music because that may cause some sort of weird copyright stuff.
We need to find Mr. Von Bach, but first, we'll need to gear up.
Cover weapons and gear while Ego attempts to bring biointegrated functions online.
Von Bach Industries had personal defense technologies aboard the Stratocarrier. I placed a marker on our map where we'll find some.
Yeah, we start with a dinky little pistol. So, you're going to be holding E a lot to complete objectives in this game.
Excellent. Once you equip that, it will allow me to activate the shield.
And then, very much like Borderlands, you can equip shields and grenade mods and that sort of thing.
We're going to need another weapon option. I'm picking up a signal from a craft mobile armory. Let's hurry. We need to collect the necessary equipment as soon as possible so we can start looking for Mr. Von Bach.
That's another player, and that is a Hellbug, one of the many enemies we'll be encountering in this first area. Don't worry, they blow up pretty easily. C to crouch. And enemies kind of explode into loot once we can actually get drops and stuff. This being the tutorial, they're kind of scripted to not really drop much of anything except money. It has an interesting system where the way you kill things gives you some sort of experience bonus, so like killing multiple enemies in a quick succession, for example. Of course, we've got our melee attack. And these enemies aren't really much to worry about, because they won't even attack us. But I'm still squishing them, because it's kind of funny. Alright.
Shotguns are perfect for close quarters combat. One blast up close and personal will do serious damage to most enemies.
I'm just gonna let Ego say her thing.
Particular weapon types work better for specific situations, so you'll want to get used to switching back and forth between the primary and secondary weapons.
With the mouse wheel, of course, or
I'm detecting some
Q.
explosives nearby. We could definitely use those. I've put the location on the map.
We're going to find our first grenade modification that'll, well, allow us to actually throw grenades. It's very much a third-person MMO Borderlands, but I think it being so derivative is why I like it so much. The first Borderlands is one of my favorite games ever. Second game, maybe it's because I'm playing on console, but it's not as good. Though it's still fantastic. I still bought the season pass and everything.
This supply pod is filled with grenades. Grab one and equip it.
This is our simple frag grenade. Oh,
I think you already know how this works. Pull the pin, throw, and get out of there.
And that is our first quest completed, and we gained a lot of experience down at the bottom. And we've got our next mission here, Ego Integration.
Now that we're geared up, it's time to train you on the ego powers.
Complete training while Ego completes its initiation and integration to your physiology.
First, we'll try Cloak. When using Cloak, you are completely invisible to enemies. Use the power to sneak up behind the projections and attack.
Stealth isn't going to be a huge part, but it is an option.
Cloak must be activated to sneak behind the projections and attack. Now we'll test the overcharge power. While using overcharge, your damage inflicted on the enemy is significantly increased. Shoot the projection while overcharge is activated.
That's going to be my primary
I
power.
enable the decoy power now. Decoy allows us to create a projection in your likeness that will fool and distract the enemy. Take down the projections while they're distracted by your decoy.
I'm usually going to be using overcharge. I'm more of a DPS guy.
Blur will allow us to move at extreme speeds and increases melee strength during close combat. With Blur active, rush the projections and strike them with melee attacks. You must activate the Blur power and strike these projections with melee attacks. Good work. You'll need to choose an eco power for me to integrate.
And this is our skill grid, the ego grid. And it affects how your character progresses. Every so often, every few level ego ratings you go up, which is essentially your level, you will gain some ego units, which you use to unlock more skills, mostly passive skills. Along with these four, I'm going to go with overcharge.
The aggressive choice. I like it.
And each level you put into it after that increases the damage boost by 5%. So I'm going to focus on that for a
I
while.
need help down here. It looks like the mutants are getting organized for an attack.
No, we better help her.
Interesting how EO kind of has this human morality. I don't know. I like Ego a bit. Squish. I think that there are multiple currencies in the game. Wait, hang on. I want to open up my character menu. No. Do I? Yeah. Because it seems like I have Blur set as my active skill. I just needed to equip it. Overcharge so I can do more damage.
According to my readings, those creatures are actually humans. However, their DNA is severely mutated.
Mutants are gonna be one of the primary enemies, at least in the starting zone. There's so much to do in the starting zone that I've never actually made it out of it, because I do all the side missions, like how I do any other open world game. And don't worry, this is open world. It's just.
If we don't, we could forget about finding any survivors.
You even gain experience for getting a kill with a critical hit.
I have the ability to hack into most computer systems. Get to that thorium reactor, and I'll see what I can do.
Enemies, of course, will also drop ammunition.
Push them back!
This is not an auto pistol unless the auto means something besides automatic. Alright.
Let's check out
Let's
that reactor.
try.
I'm sure we'll be able to use it to our advantage.
Sorry about it.
I do like how it shows the damage from every projectile instead of the cumulative damage.
Power time!
Power time.
Push them back!
I'm bleeding.
Alright.
Check
No.
out that reactor. I'm sure we'll be able to use it to our
I think
advantage.
you do have a certain number of self-revives, though. So you can buy more, but you get one every hour or so, similar to something like Rift.
Excellent. I was able to reactivate the fissile materials. The reactor will overload and blow this entire base off the map. But we'll need to keep the mutants from disrupting the process.
What did you do to that thing?
That's exactly what it's gonna do, actually, Cass. I thought that would actually go between the enemies who are actually over there.
The reactor is overloading. Keep it going.
But yeah, I am a fan of Trion's games in general. Like, I'm actually going through Rift. I say going through as if it's a single-player experience,
Keep
but
those mutants away from the reactor.
I've been playing Rift quite a bit recently, and it's really fun. It captures the feeling of WoW with a lot less of the grindiness of WoW. I don't know why our pistol is blue, though.
Thanks. You have an ego implant, don't you? That's amazing. First time I've ever seen one in action. You know, I think we're gonna make one hell of a team.
But yeah, Cass
A
is
little
going to give
backup
us a
can
lot
take
of
you
our
a long
side
way in this
missions.
crazy place. I'm heading to the crash site. They're gonna need help. I'm sure we'll be in contact. Arc Hunter.
Yeah, it's like Diablo, I think, has it, or Borderlands, where the more you use a weapon type, the more her affinity with that weapon grows. It's not super important, though. But yeah, we are now in the open world, and we have a lot to do.
There's another contact.
We have little missions that we can repeat. We have side missions, arc falls, which are the world
I
events.
received a dire message from Meg Ewell, a former colleague of mine. She says the disease has reached the town of Defiance. Earth Republic soldiers went to the abandoned
pick up some
bunker
ammo,
to send them the
repair my
vaccine via a
armor.
retrofit missile. However, we have not heard back from them since.
My systems have reached a threshold where upgrades have become available. You may now spend an ego unit.
Which I got from
I need
reaching
your help in getting in
20.
there to launch that missile before the plague in Defiance gets worse. Meet me at the bunker. We cannot fail.
I do like the quick menu here. So, I still only have the basic stuff. You can salvage items. I'm going to... Oh, that requires ego rating of 100. 4 plates of ablative armor when your shield breaks. For 1 second. I don't think that 4 plates of armor for 1 second is really worth it, although I realize there are higher tiers. I'm just gonna wait on that. Turn the tide. Reviving another player. Oh, that is quite useful when you're playing multiplayer. I do need to find a couple friends to play this with if I'm gonna make that effective, though. Dealing any damage recharges your ego power every 5 seconds. I am definitely gonna go for that, actually, because that'll help me increase my damage output even more, which is my main thing. And you also have pursuits, which are kind of your achievement things. What did that fall under? Ego evolution. So basically going through and doing the basic stuff like reviving others, traveling a lot, leveling up is going to give me that. I forget what it is, and I get more of those every time I get further along. And you get overall you wind up getting tons of perks. And there are also things for, like, exploring areas. San Francisco is apparently where the game gets bad, but I enjoy the game anyway. We also have reputation and contracts, which unlock at rank 175, which are your dailies and your weeklies. I'm not going to be recording this daily, so I won't be able to do all that. Ooh, we got a new weapon, some information, experience, and money for finding Von Bach.
I need to find out if Mr. Von Bach survived. I'm picking up signals from a couple nearby evac seats. Fingers crossed that one of them belongs to Mr. Von Bach.
Let's see. Who was in here then?
This evac seat is empty. I hope whoever was in there is still alive. Somewhere. I'm experiencing a lot of interference. Get to an open area so I can scan the valley.
Don't worry, I will be doing basically every side mission. I'll be showing off some of the rampages and time trials as well, but those are kind of side things.
Power time!
And we've got hellbugs that are actually going to try to kill me for once. Imagine that. Enemies that are after my blood.
We're really lucky to be alive. The crash is horrifying.
Jeez, it's still exploding too. Which is frankly impressive. And we are in the Mount Tam area. What I find interesting is that the game doesn't even make up a real world-ish location. We're in the San Fransisco Bay Area, as is made obvious by San Francisco being an area in the game. I am going to be primarily using this pistol just because of how bad the accuracy on my shotgun is.
I'm receiving several Von Bach industry signals. One of them has to be him. Let's hurry and check them out.
The more I think about it, the more I realize that I should actually take that extra armor plating perk, because that does greatly reduce the damage I take, and I am obviously under fire if my shields go down.
This expedition is in serious
Oh, I have claimable items. I think that's like my daily gift. 2 inventory slot module and a VBI recruit title? I guess that's because I played before it went free to play on this account, not on this character, obviously. Oh, yeah, this game is free to play, so if you like what you see, you can go on Glyph. It's not available on Steam right now for some reason as a free to play, and download it.
This is not Mr. Von Bach's body. This is a tragedy. I'm estimating the death count to be at least 300.
Oh no, you're an officer. Or, I shouldn't say officer because that's a specific rank.
This is a deceased Von Bach Industries technician. I fear the worst. We may have lost everyone. This is the head of the security team. If he didn't make it, then what hope does Mr. Von Bach have?
And I should actually... Oh wait, no. It's an auto use. I was gonna say I should probably consume the inventory space item, but it's not like Borderlands 1 anyway.
My DNA scan says this is not Mr. Von Bach, but VBI employee number 130. That's not good. She was extremely important to this expedition. Whether Mr. Von Bach is alive or dead, he doesn't appear to be near the crash site. I think we're going to need some assistance in finding him. I'm receiving an SOS from Captain Grant now. I'll patch it through.
Repeat. All unarmed and injured survivors, get to cover and stay put. We will find you. All combat-capable survivors, report to the emergency HQ at the New Freedom Rally Point. ASAP.
Hey, Arc Hunter. Did you get that E-Rep message? Meet me at the rally point.
Let's try turning that off. I don't know what's with the frame rate here. It might be because of my recording. But it's also going free on consoles, surprisingly. It used to be a buy-to-play model. But I think that I really do like the, how Tryon Worlds in general handles their cash shops, because there's nothing overpowered in there. There's still... It's not going to be better gear if you buy gear in there than you would find just by playing the game. Granted, you don't have to farm for it, but it's not better.
I want to know why E-Rep's here. Let's find the man in charge.
Repeat. The New Freedom has gone down. Heavy casualties suffered. Does anyone copy? Captain Grant, sir. The terraforming interference
Keep
is...
trying, Corporal. You keep talking to that thing until your voice gives out. Do you understand?
Sir.
I recognize you. You're one of Von Bach's Ark Hunters. But who are you? And what are you doing in my base of operations?
Name's Cass. Wait. Did you just say Von Bach? As in Von Bach Industries? The dude they call Death's Merchant? What exactly is going on here?
That's none of your concern, Miss.
Sir, we have at least 200 confirmed dead, and nearly twice that injured. With no chance of evac, we don't have nearly enough medical personnel or supplies, sir.
Recon
So we
spotted
know
a rundown medical
Ego's
center nearby.
estimation skills
Send
are
one
off.
of your men to shake it down for supplies.
Yes, sir. Sir, hostiles on the ridge are sniping the rescue team. Unless they can get into the Strato in the next 35 minutes. Sir, survivors on decks 4 through 7 will likely burn alive.
That will not happen, Sergeant. Pull everyone back, but you tell those men trapped on the Strato that we will get them out.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Eisenhower. Those snipers used to be EMC. Just a bunch of bloodthirsty mutants now.
You're telling me that those things are Earth Military Coalition soldiers?
Yep. Apparently they didn't get the memo when that gig fell apart all those years ago. They think you're invading.
How do you know all this?
There's a lot of old EMC junk around here. The least of which is Project...
Yeah. Project Tranquility. I know all about it.
Humans and Votans living in perfect harmony. What a bunch of stucco.
Tranquility wasn't a combat operation. The mutants wouldn't have access to firepower capable of taking down a Stratocarrier.
Nope. You're on your own with that mystery.
You, listen. No matter how much it pisses me off, protecting your arrogant boss is critical to this mission. If you help me bring some sanity to this mess, we can work together to find him. All right, then. I need to get my rescue team into New Freedom immediately, so take care of those snipers. Where do you think you're going, miss? You're gonna tell me everything you know about this restricted area that you've been wandering around illegally.
Scruggy E-Rep.
I do like how this game, even though it's an MMO, does have a fairly solid storyline. Alright, we got a Wolfhound, which is a pistol with nuclear damage or poison damage. It is also a uncommon item, so it has modifiers such as slightly slower reload but 3 extra shots, slightly less damage but better in every other way, so let's equip it. You also gain experience with the specific weapon as well as with just the weapon tree. So later on when you're like doing arc falls and all that, if you have a specific weapon you want to keep, you can do that. Anyway, we have side missions to do. Fill in the blanks.
I have some stuff that needs done, but unfortunately it's outside of the Earth Republic's authority.
A mod cache. All I know about this expedition is that Von Bach is doing it with the full support of the Earth Republic. I want to know why my beloved military branch is involved in a private agenda. Our communication system isn't reaching Manhattan in Von Bach's MIA. I'm hoping one of his people on board the New Freedom can fill in the blanks. We have a read on one of his specialists' rescue beacons, but I can't pull any of my men from their duties to fetch him. See if you can find him. Okay.
I put our objective on the map. Let's go.
It is a one mission kind of game, so you can't like take up a bunch of side quests, but I don't personally mind that. Actually, does refilling ammo doesn't seem to refill my grenades, does it? I might have to rely on grenade drops from enemies, which isn't too bad, but also people are zipping around on vehicles, and we will eventually get a vehicle. Just not yet. Oh well. The driving is actually really fun. But yeah, as you can probably tell, there's a lot to do, and you can do this whole game completely without partying up, as far as I can tell. Besides Arc Falls, which if you played Rifts, basically only this game's version of them, it'll spawn a few mandatory waves and then some bonus waves, and you'll get extra loot out of it. So, anyway,
Collect that information.
I will once the frames stop being like that. Yeah, look at this freaking fire rate. It's ridiculously good. I like that you get a nice hit confirmation when you get a critical hit. And I'll shut up so we can listen to this info.
This will be damn helpful to the Earth Republic.
Oh, or not. For some reason I thought that... Ow! Got freaking nuked.
You acquired a weapon launch. You can use it to personalize your weapons.
Yeah, you can apply weapon mods like a lot of games, really. But you know what? I'm just gonna accept death there because nobody's gonna revive me. However, I did acquire this ionic barrel mod attachable to assault rifles, SMGs, and LMGs, and it adds a critical hit damage multiplier, which is nice. However, I will go ahead... Wait, salvage. No, I want to... Oh, I have to select it. I'm going to take my auto pistol, and you can upgrade it with this currency. That isn't script, it's something else. Or you can break it down. Break it up, break it up, break it up. And I'll take the 250 stuff. As you can see, there are a lot of things you can do to weapons eventually, so let's take my pistol. I can upgrade it. It'll take 20 minutes though. Break it down for no time. I'm going to pass on that though for obvious reasons. It's a pretty good pistol. Let's do the other side mission that's immediately available to us, however. Lost in terraformation.
The Republic has a mission that needs seen to, but it has to be handled by an outsider.
This is a mess. The terraforming is more severe than anyone realized, so none of our navigation or geographical intel is relevant. Von Bach's team brought a mapping device called a wave surveyor that bounces signals between the temposphere and the surface of the Earth. Your ego can locate things us regulars can't, so go look around and see if you can find that thing.
Let's move.
Yeah, it's a fetch quest. And there are going to be enemies right by it. Ugh, I'm gonna have to end the episode soon and then free up some more space on my hard drive. I'm gonna have to defrag that tonight. Oh well. Luckily, this is the closer of the missions, actually. Except not really, because I have to find my way up there. Onto that highway. I do like when games have a, if you can see it, you can go to it vibe, and this game definitely does that fairly well. Ugh.
Look out, it's an ambush!
Uh-oh.
This data
It's the same sorts of enemies, so you don't have to worry about suddenly dealing with enemies you haven't dealt with before doing side missions in specific areas. Gonna take cover here. Swap over to my shotgun and shotgun rain! And rain death and destruction and all of the other D things down on them. Got a spike charge, but we don't have a spike, so I don't think that even works for us.
All targets are handled. Nice job. Let's get these materials back.
And of course, what's fall damage? I've never heard of it. I do like how this game doesn't try to be realistic in any way. It realizes it's sci-fi and it doesn't need to make a whole lot of sense.
Nice work. You ARC hunters are ballsy, if not stupid.
Target recovery mod. Attachable to guided rocket launchers. Ooh. So next time on Let's Play Defiance, we're going to continue on with this main mission, because that's really the only side mission. Oh, and also you can fast travel once you've discovered specific locations. But yeah, I will be doing, when I get around to the TV show based missions, I guess, I will be doing them in chronological order. Just as to not spoil things from previous missions. So yeah, just figured you might want to know. See you guys next time.